share the same view.
24-hour economy crack. Padima went to me explain my man Tiasia. A guy being a moko UPSC, NDC for and a boy no TV3 for the camera tone, so now guy explaining it. Prince David was saying a chance, went to me explaining.
But okay, let's move on. 2024 election, you must publicly apologize for MPP's defeat. And guess who is talking? It's Kwame A+. Ghanaian musician and political activist Kwame A+ has called the president, Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo, to publicly apologize to the New Patriotic Party for their loss in the 2024 election. The new elected MP for Gumwa Central, in an interview on Assemblée Kosi, saying without mincing words, declared President Akufo-Addo the cause of the humiliating defeat. Akufo-Addo caused Bawumia's loss. The anger against him is the reason people voted against Bawumia. He has refused to listen to advice. Why would you decide to tax sports betting? He's not a good leader because he couldn't have control over the party. This election was a protest vote. He should go home, sit down, and analyze the party he's leaving behind. Everybody wanted Ken Ofori-Atta to go, but he didn't listen because he had his interest. Akufo-Addo must publicly tell MPP that he is sorry because he and his people have really benefited. He must take responsibility because that's what leaders do, he stated. The Electoral Commission, that is the EC, on Monday, December 9th, declared former President John Dramani Mahama as the winner of the 2024 presidential election without the results of from nine constituencies. The EC chairperson, Jean Mensah, stated the outfit was yet to receive the results. However, after collating results nationally, Alfred believes the results from the outstanding constituency will not affect the general outcome. Based on the results received from 267 constituencies, the National Democratic Congress, the NDC flag bearer, obtained 6.3 million votes, constituting 56.55% of the total valid vote cast. In fact, Bawumia and so 41.61%. Now, I want to touch on this issue real quick because it's one of the things that I talked about earlier on, that I believe that own goals, can't be na MPP, co-opposition. They are not yet in opposition, but they are going.
Oh, definitely.
December 7th, officially, they will be in opposition. Own goals, they were scoring too many own goals.
And you see,
Bawumia will score own goal. Napo will come and score own goal. Adudizi, own goals. So, own goals.
We see Adudizi.
The funny thing about election is, at times, if you are going into opposition, they see you.
No, they knew. So
at times, they see.
But okay, so let me run you through some of the things that happened. Apart from the E-levy cake, which was one of the things that Tilly, you talked about, that in real time, these people were, the opposition now, majority, pulled all these receipts back. But let's look at some of the things that we really might not even take, but it was one of the hot button issues. Akufo-Addo's take on Founders Day. Right? So we realized that Founders Day so many times. He never talked about the inclusion of the other big six, the big five. 7 we can one, Chairman can one is 6. He never talked about it than this year. And it was so clear that hold on, before Mokwame Nkrumah. So it became it's a conversation that is running through some group of people.
And that one that you agree is President online. Okay, make your case. Defense attorney.
You treat every issue separately.
Whether you link President yourselves on to people that
no.
You know what? Let's go forward.
We treat over here on Showbiz Review Extra every issue independent.
Even a candidate.
It is not connected in one way, any way and shape or form. Thank you very much. So in moving on, I realized that take was so hard. It was so hard, coupled with Napo's take on Kwame Nkrumah, and Napo's own was. Then he'd be some way small because it was right after he was outdoored at the Menchia Palace.
From there to the campaign grounds.
You check the time, Charlie, we'll catch 30 minutes safe. Right after the ceremony ended at Menchia, they marched straight to the Jubilee Park. And from Menchia in Kumasi to the Jubilee Park, you know, we'll catch 10 minutes safe. And almost I use motorcade there. Like 5 minutes, then we'll get there. Within a period of 30 minutes. Because what Otumfuo said when he was outdoor, officially handing over Napo to the MPP for him to be the running mate for Bawumia. He said that there are so many things they've said about you. I don't believe it. Because we are within 30 minutes, man jumped on stage. Boom! A few moments later. Now, let's wrap it up with the unveiling of a Akufo-Addo statue in Secondary. And now it's painting a picture. Because you realize that the whole year,
they lost
that is why somebody like Chris Wado will say we were under a military rule. Because, Chairman, how do you unveil your own statue a Gina project that has not even been completed?
Like some of the things were like, what's up? Like, yabu by a brow soon. Like, what's up? Like,
no, because unveiling statue there is
anger. At the end, you know that, and if you from Secondary to Takoradi, most of the projects have not been done. They are market cycle. I relocate you.
So how can you
something has been finished?
You know, complete. Just say that you need your team project and like, Charlie, like.
Going ungrateful.
Going into what made
road. That's the kind of way we are top on Charia. What's the thing to first can go road? I want to mean real still. When you go point start you see car, the road.
The statue.
Someone has finished something. One of
the difficult research. One of the difficult research.
Now analogy now. Any statue baby is equal.
I'm coming. Slim.
The money can be used for road, but one panel.
Slim.
One
panel. Slim. One of the difficult. One of the difficult research for the MPP will be why they lost the election, because there are so many myriads of problems which led to this. Also, like
the statue is not part.
The
problem is statue is never
the
part.
The area, because election year lose locally. So that area, and if them vex, then go vote against you. Some area too. Check the results from Boko, and you know what happened. This chieftaincy issue, which they think that the second chiefs who entered the town was, aided by the state security. And if you check the results from Boko, it was that bad. And you lose election locally. I think there were a lot of things that MPP downplayed, especially if you follow the trend. You could see that from from 92 coming, every 8 years there is a certain wind of change which blows. But you should be able to minimize how it happens so that you do not get into things like this. In 2016, NDC lost the election by 900 and something thousand votes, which was close to 1 million. Then
2016, I think it was 1 million.
No, it wasn't 1 million. The original results the AEC brought, it was close to 1 million votes.
Okay.
And when it comes to parliament, NPP won 167 seats. Now, from 2016 to 2020, NDC now come to have the same seats with MPP. They just with the support of one independent candidate, and they came to 137 ahead of NDC. Then you come to 2020. This has never happened in this country before. 2024. That we go into an election and a party gets a two-third majority.
Yes. Supreme leader, John Dramani Mahama.
Like Greater Accra, 34 seats. NDC has about 31 seats. You go to Central Region, about 24. So NDC has about 18. Bawumia's home region, 6. NDC no match 3-3 because it was 6-0 the other time. The North too was very bad. The North.
Weapon.
The plan of MPP was to bring Dr. Bawumia, because what happened in 2020, people realized that from 2020 2016, 2020, the MPP were appreciating in votes in the northern regions. So they felt that, if there's a case, then it's Bawumia effect. And most of the political analysts were saying, Bawumia effect has contributed. So bringing Bawumia meant that it means the north, the regions at the north, which is mostly like a no-go area for the NDC, which has been depreciating since Bawumia came into the picture. Bringing Bawumia as the arrowhead will mean that they were going to do well. But interestingly, this was a very poor showing at the north when they brought Dr. Bawumia. He did poorer than when he was a vice president in those regions. Then you go to other regions, including the home of NPP, the base. And I heard Sami Jemfi said that their so-called stronghold is being turned into a swing region because of the level of vote. Now they get about 1.2 or 1 point something million. Then NDC gets about over 700,000. And if you look at the percentage terms, this was the very first time NDC was able to get about 33% in the Ashanti region. So it should tell you that a lot of things went bad for the party on all fronts. I mean, Ashanti region, they were able to get about 8-9 seats. I mean, and look at some of the people, Katie Hammond. Katie Hammond. Then come to even Accra, Greater Accra, some of the seats. Henry Kote, the Minister of Interior, who has been the Greater Accra Regional Minister before. He was uprooted. Dansuma and Ablekuma, Esla, one of the star girls of NPP.
Who?
Esla.
Madame Tesla.
Esla. Esla Usukufu.
Yeah, Madame Esla.
Dome Kwabenya, which is, the strongest area for NPP. Most of the Dome
my constituency.
So, and if you look at what even happened at Aguna West, where the incumbent MP, funny enough, the incumbent MP, Cynthia Morrison, had a PE, Chris Atta. Now the PA was, working with the secretary of MPP at YEA. The MP's PA now decides to go and stand with the MP primaries. Then he chopped the MP for the primaries.
Oh, how?
Then skirmishes, them say some Kululubi register issues.
I was talking about the PA
of the
MP went to stand with the MP for the primaries.
Yeah. Then MP said, "Oh wow, the uncle go the Rebecca corner. So now I'm going independent." Who was a former minister? Cynthia Morrison, Minister of Gender during the COVID time. Now the woman decides to go independent.
Oh, this is interesting.
Now, if you check the votes, if you add her vote and her PA's votes, it will be the NDC candidate. So the NDC now took the seat from the MPP.
Of course.
And
divide the house and win.
When the results came, you could see him laughing with A+ in a video. I say, like, Mboye, you know. See, NDC also had a similar issue at where Ketcher's wife went to stand. Amenfi. Aka. Some days to the elections, like a week or so to the election, Aka says, "I'm not going again," and he started campaigning for the woman. At times, it gets to a certain. One of the reasons people love Valerie Sawyer, who is part of the transition team of the NDC, is that she was solving problems. But it's like we didn't see most of these things in the NPP. And it's why they have lost. They need to review how they elect their leaders. The delegates. NDC has opened it up to majority of the people in the constituency. So it's like a reflection of who the people want. But Okofa delegate Kakrebi,
They impose it. Yeah, you
so
impose the person on.
candidate they will bring him, no, that people don't like. So when it go into the general election, you may lose.
Yeah.
So I think going forward, they have a lot to do. Look at Kwabre when the president went to Ashanti
Charlie.
region, Otek,
Charlie.
and the chiefs had
Charlie.
done a press conference talking about their role. Kwabre is the second highest. I mean, when it comes to votes from the Ashanti region, they are the second highest. Now, Kwabre people complain about their road, and the president says, "You can't threaten me with votes." Over 12 men this year, what's them? And go check their voter turnout. Apathy. And even the Ashanti region, most of the
over
roads,
80,000 people decided not to show up.
most of their roads
Ask a
were.
question. So Adam, you respond and add it to your education. Free SHS for no. Most of them were first time voters no. Did you also vote against Baumia and Akufo-Addo?
If 2020,
Okay.
Whatever, because that was the flagship thing the MPP was using to, rake in votes, hopefully rake in votes. So is it that
So the
the
quality.
students, they don't like the free SHS because of the conditions and how it was
someone was
done?
even saying that.
And just
The
that
execution.
settings and the MPP for now package out.
but there was several-
You
realize that there was
that is the holy grail.
The
So
kids
you,
were going through
so you realize that I think some months to the election, Kobiche decided to go to a couple of secondary schools to, as it is, show us the school feeding program and the free SHS how it's going. You one went very viral. There was one that they were sharing, like 12 students were sharing one, not even tilapia, salmon. One long salmon.
2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah.
Person me kai me was
12,
1,
like-
2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2. Yes,
Like 12.
yes. China mti baako. But what to be obey I don't know my tina public.
You understand?
And
So-
the way they even come home, you come and you go and spend few days or
Yeah.
weeks at school. Then you come and
That
spend
be
a
an
lot of
uncle
time.
view.
So it was
Like, so
not
the-
a propaganda that the NDC was saying
No,
that
the
the
nature
double.
wasn't
I mean, the free SHS was was it as they wanted it to make it seem?
See, let me tell you, there was
Kano
a
Crow,
time
Ghana.
I wanted, Tata, I was going to say your secondary school project, and I wanted to take it to my alma mater. So I got in touch with some of the teachers, and they were like, "Bro, like now our system is like that. The time now I said." Seniors ni adeɛ no nkɔfo no form 2 form 3 aba fie juniors in aba school and it's like
It doesn't add up.
it's just like
No,
they were so
okay.
like the
Same process.
that
Same,
disruption
during
were
the tenure of the MPP, you realize that somebody like Teacher Kojo came out to voice about getting teachers not getting materials to even teach for a whole, I think, 2 or 3 years. Teachers did not even have curriculum, like they did not have it.
So how were they
Like
teaching?
textbooks,
So how were they teaching?
like textbooks. Teachers could no money textbooks.
So how were they teaching?
So I asked somebody like Teacher Kojo. He talked about it. There were teachers that came to defend him, but Edru Baby became political witch hunting, so they were going after them. Teachers have no get textbook.
When you look at it, you're
funny.
because if really it's about the country and making an impact and leaving significant true impact, and it's not about political score and you getting one up on somebody. Education, at least we invest it will be more the education, which is the future of Ghana. No, no. Hey,
MPP, most of the time, like you were saying, own goals. We are there. You say you go tear NAPCO. You see, one of the dangerous things is
that's what can't smell. I for I say lot box has got to be.
one of the dangerous.
We voted for that, but I want to vote more.
one of the dangerous things in life, is to expose somebody to a certain lifestyle and take it back.
That is why I'm very angry at DJ Slim.
You say after school, you don't get job. So I'm creating a temporary employment. Temporary NAPCO.
That's not.
Then the promise was that we will upgrade you into the upgrade. No, come. Then the job to them do for months pay them to pay them.
I'll
They
tell
still owe them arrest, and now some of the NAPCO, the leadership are petitioning John Mahama to investigate the scheme.
I'll tell you something about NAPCO, right?
To investigate the whole scheme. Say some like in Kofokwa they win your like the risk like.
Bruh, I'll tell you something about NAPCO. So realize that every region had their own reps, leadership. And for you to be officially be on the list, you had to be. You remember the inauguration was done at the Independence Square.
Yeah, Independence Square.
They march you to come and stand in this hot sun for you to take after graduating school, investing in education for 4 years. Come and stand in this hot sun for us to give you 750 Ghana cedis. And if you fail, say
the time they were coming to the inauguration,
say
one by one.
Check transportation from north to
south.
See, the thing was that Yembeye, like.
No, it's for the
like,
optics.
Yeah, optics.
It's
like,
for the optics.
Mumbanians and Nipa baby. We have something to Omuka.
No, it's
It's
for
some
the
go for
optics.
Opesom San Koto Abamao. Like, how?
Because that was all I was thinking about. Say, free SHS for now, so I called to it here, Baumia. And I just said, there was a problem. I think the only MPP communicator I want to hear from is Coca at this point. Because
Kakumenu say, Mameno, free HSS into on to school fees into any day, Nemaya tray. In Colano so far hit him school. In the Mamina near just on trace canoa any
day. It's cancelled by 3.
Yes, on the Baba could in one vote, Abe cancel no mammy. Not 2, not 20.
Yanko.
How big a gap we are going to give our opponents. I want a big gap. I want a big gap. I want all of you to come out. I want a big gap. I don't be the card of Bema. I don't be the card of Bema. But be the card of Bema. But we have the card of Bema. Shall be the card of Bema. I have one Kwen. What's it then? I don't be the card of Bema. Middle ha. But we have the card of Bema. Hasai one. I don't be the card of Bema. I don't be the card of Bema. I don't be the card of Bema. But we have the card of Bema. Shall be the card of Bema. Be the card of Bema. MPP flow with the card of Bema. How flow with the card of Bema. Connect, shall be the card of Bema. How big a gap we are going to give our opponents. I want a big gap. I want a big gap. I want all of you to come out. I want a big gap.
Mahama, we need this election year. Move pack kerosene into me, Munamonsheme. I'm telling you this. Ewo studio, live studio, Ghana phone na ebeshe. Ewo hanom. So Mahama we need election we are.
Nkase yempa ejantu mo ka hwekam na kase se Mahama we ni.
Mahama we ni akasa me the petrol be gumi ho. Na maseme ho live studio, live coverage obi abeshe. And I'm not joking with this. Mahama, we need this election year. Move pack kerosene into me, Munamonsheme. I'm telling you this. Ewo studio, live studio, Ghana phone na ebeshe. Ewo hanom. So Mahama we need election we are.
Nkase yempa ejantu mo ka hwekam na kase se Mahama we ni.
Mahama we ni akasa me the petrol be gumi ho. Na maseme ho live studio, live coverage obi abeshe. And I'm not joking with this.
So
Ebeshe. Ewa hanom. Sir John Mahama winning election we are.
And Kase Yempa, a jantu, Mokam, and Kasa, Mahama winning.
Niaka me the petrol, big gumi. No master, who life to you. Life coverage will be a beshe. And I'm not joking with this.
How big a gap we are going to give our opponents. I want a big gap. I want a big gap. I want all of you to come out. I want a big gap.
Mama made him so second time. I'm telling you, mark it on the wall. Over 12 figures. I'll leave the country. Hey, lawyer, someone can move you. Me say, my platform also. Me say, Mama, we near. Me contract to go for 4 years. To me, rem net, into me, rem china. It so no say, or your bema, na obey rema, unborn rem yanshe. Me so about rema, next time, Yamina may some no, or your dada for, until semi jai, no some, Namizina, me some 2 baby cry, and a couple of some no. Nacee, Nacee, said Elijah Kayeno, there shall be no rain except by my word. Say, NDC, Pesom Din Kunima, and a Mahama, who said, I was said, okay, baby, now, oh, yeah, yes, a fata, not NDC, about making Kunim.
Na me yawu John Mahama brother buanipa na wa buanipa John Mahama I need us to need already we nipa we need us wo brother
Who's the TV that said
kwasia sam kwasia nyum a just a bua kuma tete akuma just me yes me TV biem awo mi wiase a me bae I am missing nipa famu ni abedru ba bia yadru me si nya enya fo
Kwen hating from when the MPP come.
Seriously speaking,
Amponye be way be. Oh.
Sasa brother Sami yenyom.
Yeah.
I'm picking
Samini. Samini dia no na eko kaka no pressure.
Yeah, I think Samini no.
And I come but na anu nye din say NDC nyom. NDC 24-hour economy cra.
Why you say campaign or no, you say
I say on the film the other time, I say we not on better be
I think every year, I was say NDC omutia na sisika.
No.
Omucha the card
On retainer, just
retainer, like you know every month be one fan payroll.
Yeah, BB. What they
man payroll ho. Now every month be other one fan 2 man.
I'm ponso boy emwa
Emwa
oh ni nyum ram
po.
Emwa or the obomwa nyum me.
Emwa ben. Emwa.
So I say papa no ban emwa asem nko. Oh Charlie, so say waka nkoko asem I confirm into papa we dey emwa asem nko.
Wow.
But into me am pick.
Wow.
What about less? But you should go some corner.
Ono the emphasis me who how the couldn't say couldn't affect.
You see, I think that Nacee has gotten the templates of enjoyment song and campaign songs. Oh yeah, John 360. Yeah, last one there. No? And this one, and apparently he
2012. So
he even produced the one as did it so the guy no honorable worry. You know that is a direct borrow of what I said. So it is producing. Now we multiply the same idea not a picker. Then it means say when ya kino and you know and then person NDC 4. Well, NDC 4 etia ne bosumi we ya na every people etia because every people we need yanka the song will be bashing to
it was topping Apple chart. Number 1 stream song from Ghana.
Number 1
stream song. Ghana. He says the 2 political parties because Obiya we now you so know it's both of them. Keep him on the retainer. Each one of you pay him every other month. Because I mean oh
yeah.
Let's touch on our last story, and it's about Nacee's song Kwen Kwen, that is NDC's.
My microphone now so by show
Sa el senko for deal with this answer. I mean, research chromo yes margin of error.
Okay.
Now the margin of error be anton. Okay, say boom. We are say nyankopon kra nyamo kenya windows. Azukano and that's no any church board ana because at times
it's a one-man church.
And you maybe like we cry blasphemy. Oh, so yes of for now wako cardinal with prophet Victor Kusibuati or say mami min chantro na nyame ndifo yenka se bina mountain ye bazuka hwede awoka say nyankopon kra de oka yen ni na nebem.
This man didn't mince his words. I don't want us to misconstrue anything. Papa no can say NDC we near I said nyame no some no or tro.
Oh, there be honest here sorry.
That but no but any azuka na make the voice notes now by the sound bites he played.
Minka anu de nya na make.
And I make say that man we cannot mince his words. He said he can 100% and I don't want us to make it look like say Mahama we near and nyame na because as we sit here we don't know nyame kra awesome. And the God me and you we know on tantro. And if
on God.
Oh God in a tantro then I can't associate with that God. I can't relate. And I know any Christian cannot relate to that God. And the question is, now sorry for him because nyame suffer. Now suffer be nyame be pan awesome because we want to know because the God we know from Adam on trust them. On your mistake. As a matter of fact, he knows the end from the beginning. So you can't tell me that God will make an error. What you say? Okay. And if you are saying that say Mahama called Jubilee House, Bioma, I said, God, Yamina, Unyamina was someone no, a trantro. Now, I'm saying, I'm in trantro. So, now, Sabi, Mahama is going, and I called Jubilee House committee.
Why meeting?
So, my question is, Yami Ben Nasa for some. The church should be vigilant and ask this man. Because, Yamina, a name, no.
I saw for no musu soon form when say politics. Because when you're careful, and go say the bebano. I mean, they should. Yeah, I know they want to have some influence in some spaces. Not politicians have more sikasembe femunia there, but I will say, Omuma Yamina wa formuno, etiomo kind than a say. I mean, to me, and then because yeah, when you be for me, because you see, I saw for be brave or I expose you. What I say. and enyefe uhwe waso demu a ye won kofo mu MPP4 ye won kofo mu NDC4 wonya na kofo unsunti na obigidie wo Yesu mabafom sa bonu we ano de mpan yankopon fancho wo usuban na oni ye binti because udi edomo no wonya careful na oni ye na usuban minti ama kingdom no elusi ni ba
the first attorney where the pacho
because I just don't want to come in on this issue. No, so I'm just saying it's hard.
What trust in your
I believe the level of there should be levels of sin. Like I mean, using
grace.
Yeah, using Yesu one Ghana card to fraud people. Yeah. And it's not a Ghana card. It's about a Ghana card by using Yesu one Ghana card to fraud people and to even make certain utterances like as harsh as this. Charlie, it's a different conversation altogether. I don't want to touch it. But let me touch on the final story for today on Showbiz Review Extra. NDC song, Kwen Kwen. Charlie, the song you really do well. Big ups to Nacee. Producer.
Extraordinary.
Amazing tune. The song has climbed onto the #1 spot on Apple Music Ghana. The song has become the anthem of the party's campaign, resonating with Ghanaians across the nation as the 2024 presidential election results unfold. Now, we all know maybe our election could do here, but then the story goes on to talk about how the song climbed the chart from nowhere. Boom. And I can say the number of streams that a woman maybe wumbe number of streams I want.
Who the
wumbe 10%.
Contributors.
Oh yeah.
Silent partners. No.
Oh yeah, silent partners. Because I remember I was playing the song, I was on repeat, and I'm sure so many people, I mean, over 6 million,
and even Ghanaians abroad.
Yeah, over 6.
Hey, now call TikTok are the one who use
yes.
Ghanaians abroad.
There's no way the song wasn't going to chart top the charts.
John Mahama on Kano romantical.
No mama.
Don't mama.
But
don't mama. Like
no, but comparing
like
to what's comparing the comparing this to that's Onapo, right?
Yeah.
No, John 3:16.
John 3:16.
Yeah. Comparing this to John 3:16 and even the other one, I've forgotten the other. No, that there's another one. There's a third one.
It be
like it be or something. Yeah.
No, mama, they be.
Charlie, these three songs. These three songs.
And even this one,
I think the closest to this one would be John 3:16.
And have you checked the 24-hour economy to be very nice song? I mean,
24-hour economy.
Yeah. Charlie Nacee is very like as a match pass. Asempa Nabu. 24-hour Nacee is really a gifted musician. I mean, from the times of, I mean, ne other songs now to now. No.
Oh, I don't know about that. So I say, a year or game no musa.
But the Kwamna composed another one for MPP
this year.
Because we had Kwamna here in the studio some months back.
No pressure. I remember you Kwamna pressure.
Ain't no pressure.